To a little ELDOA Express class for your neck and shoulders. We're going to begin with a warm-up for our neck, move through all the different ranges of motion we have available to us there. Then we're going to move into a little thoracic spine movement, get into some myofascial stretching and a little bit of ELDOA to bring it all together. So let's go ahead and begin. So starting with a nice tall posture, feet hips width apart, little bend in your knees, rock your pelvis back and forth, find the two extremes from anterior to posterior, and then find your neutral where your pubic bone and sacrum are parallel to one another. At that point, straighten the legs. You have nice strong legs supporting your pelvis. Lift up through the sides of the rib cage, lift all the way up to the tops of the collarbones, and then let the tops of the collarbones just open up laterally. Go ahead and extend your arms out to the side, spread your fingers wide. Reach your fingers out towards the side wall, and as you do, take the inner edges of your shoulder blades and stretch those out to the side walls as well. And as you do, that creates space for the neck to move back into a gentle retraction. And as you do that, lift the base of the skull up. Find your breath in through your nose, out through your nose. And as you inhale, continue stretching out through the palms, but also through the backs of the arms so that your shoulder blades are continually spreading away from the spine. So as we create space in the shoulders, we're going to create a little more movement space for your neck today. So extend through your wrists, go ahead and take your arms overhead, standing ELDOA, pressing your palms up to the sky, pull your chin in, grow a little taller, reconnecting with your breath into your nose, exhale out through your nose, again, pull the tip of the chin in, exhale, arms release down, pressing your palms down alongside your body like so, or you can be elbows at 90 degrees, anchoring down. We're gonna hold the elbows pressing down, or palms, and we're gonna begin with a little flexion and extension of the neck. So retract your chin and drop down the chin and up. So as we go down, that's flexion. As we go up, it's extension. Take it a little slower. And as you come down into flexion, really pull the chin in and tuck it in like you're rolling a jelly roll. And then when you come up, reach the chin agilely up to the sky. Keep your jaw relaxed and your face relaxed. So that's flexion and extension, kind of like a nodding yes and no action. And then we're going to come back to the center and practice protraction and retraction. Okay, so protraction is forward movement, retraction is back. So the arms are doing the same thing, shoulders anchoring, so we have a stable foundation for the neck. Push the chin forward, protraction. Pull the chin and cranium back, the head back, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. Again, notice there's two extremes. I can go all the way forward. I don't want to live with my head here. I also don't want to live with my head retracted all the way back. A lot of times when we begin to learn this idea of retraction, I see people want to pull all the way back. Remember, there's that plane. If your head were against the wall, right? Your head at some point in that retraction would touch the back of the wall. At that point, that's when you lift up into your axial extension. So continue for a few more, bringing that idea into awareness. Retract, lengthen up. That's where we find our guitar string tension for our ELDOA spine. The next time you're in retraction, hold, lifting up to the base of the skull, hold the retraction, rotate right, come back to center, protract, retract, rotate right, back to center. 3 more times. We're maintaining the retraction as we rotate and as we come back to center. A lot of times we tend to lose the awareness of this retraction with rotation and instead go to rotate and push the chin forward. So practice pulling it back, keep it back, turn, second side. So protract, retract, maintain as you come to center. Okay, a few more times. Notice my shoulders aren't turning, it is just my head, so be aware of that on your own. Last time here, protract, retract, rotate left and center, maintain the retraction, go side to side a few times. So we're learning to maintain the retraction and the axial extension because I'm still reaching my crown to the sky because it is ELDOA, and that's what we do. So now come back to center, flexion and extension a few times. Okay, and then we're going to come back to center after this third one, finding our neutral. Okay, from here, palms still pressing down, keep your chin in retraction, side bend right, and center. Protract, retract, side bend or lateral flexion right, center. 3 more times that side. Again, practice maintaining your retraction with the side bend, because that's how we help to maintain that guitar string tension, which gets us more into the fascia for our stretches versus just muscle. Okay, same thing, but on the other side. Retract, side bend left, back to center, protract, retract, left, center. Do your best to keep your shoulders parallel to the floor. We don't want to do this, right? Okay, now retract, do a little side to side. Can you maintain the retraction of the chin as you go side to side, and can you keep your shoulders stable? Beautiful. Come back to center, and let's just turn it right and left a few times. Feel the rotation, maintaining retraction. Come back to center, protract and retract a few times. Okay, these are all pieces of your homework. Maintain the retraction, flexion, and extension a few times. Okay, so now our neck is warmed up. Find retraction and hold. Let's go ahead and take your feet wide, then take them a little bit wider. Turn your toes in, turn your legs in, bend your knees. With the knees bent, let's rock our pelvis from an anterior to posterior tilt. Although we are working with the neck and shoulders, the spine starts at the bottom, so it's important that we are aware of our foundation, where the pelvis is, and where the spine is beneath the neck and shoulders, because their position is going to affect the position up here. The next time you're in your posterior tilt, hold. Lift your rib cage up, so axial extension up through ribs, all the way up to the crown. So we've got that little retraction. Good, stretch your arms out, again, just like we did in the beginning. Stretch your palms wide, stretch your fingers wide, stretch your fingers and your palms as far away from you as you can, and move those center edges of the shoulder blades away from you the more you reach out. Because the more you can get those inner edges of the shoulder blades to move laterally, what that does is it creates space for you to get a little more retraction, which means you free up your neck. From this position, turn your palms to point to the sky. We're still in our posterior tilt. We're going to translate right and center a few times. We're still reaching up through the crown of the head. Good. Gonna add an extension of your wrist if you'd like. And now let's go left a few times. Can you keep that awareness, reaching up through the neck, okay, even though we're moving down below? Now let's go side to side a few times. Lateral translation. All right. And then we're gonna come to center, place your fists at your temples, shrug up, and then unshrug. Or I could say press your elbows away from your ears. Shrug a little. Right? We're all very strong up here. We're good at shrugging and holding tension there. I don't want you to do that anymore, so practice the other thing. That other thing is pressing your elbows wide. Shrug up a little, press your elbows wide. Do a few more, and look for a moment. This is what we tend to do because we hold our tension here. So it's up to you to push this elbow out. We engage a muscle called the serratus anterior that moves your shoulders further away from your ears and your neck, giving you space. So that as you begin to open and close your elbows, you are still pressing your elbows out and away from your body, which keeps your shoulder blades moving away from the spine, which frees up your neck. Oh yeah, you're still maintaining retraction and axial extension. So if you see me from the side, notice my neck doesn't move. I'm still really thinking about being that guitar string here. The next time your elbows are open, hold. Okay, moving into a little bit of rib cage warm up here, right? We did this one last month. So as you exhale, take that movement you were just doing where your elbow comes in, and then add flexion and rotation. A few more on each side. You got it. And then we're gonna come back up to center. Okay, stretch your arms out again. Okay, turn your right palm up, left palm down, retract your chin, turn your head to the right. As you're reaching out through your right arm, be aware of your left arm reaching out as well. And then we switch, right hand goes down. I maintain my retraction as I turn to the left, now my left palm is up. And then I switch it. So practice maintaining retraction of the chin as you rotate your head side to side, as you twist your arms, and as you stretch your shoulder blades away from one another. You're still reaching the crown of the head up, and ideally you're still breathing with that nice, smooth, fluid breath. Knees still bend, still with our posterior tilt. One more to each side, and then we're all gonna release the arms down, Tai Chi twist, let your arms just go. Okay, let them go. But now, notice we let things go and we shrink. Keep reaching up, keep your guitar string tuned to that perfect C note, right? Just because our arms are swinging around doesn't mean we let go of that tension, that length and tension of the spine. Beautiful. So coming back to center, your 2 stretches for the month, the myofascial stretches for these areas. So elbows here, let's shrug up just a little, press down a lot. We have muscles that can shrug up, our upper trapezius, we hold our tension there for the most part. Find the other muscles that press down. There's a strength to that, okay? Just like you were gonna press your elbows down to lift yourself out of a chair, there's a whole group of muscles that draw everything down. So we shrug up a little, we drive the elbows down. Now as you shrug up a little, keep your chin in, maintain your axial extension so that as you move your shoulders and your shoulder blades, notice my head isn't moving. Oftentimes I see this. Okay, every time we shrug up, the chin goes forward. Practice maintaining your neutral. Good, now do press and hold, keep the chin pulling in, and we're gonna press the palms forward, okay? Flex and extend your wrist a few times, good. Then you're gonna flex your wrist, pull back, squeeze the shoulder blades back, go all the way back. And then reverse your arms. Let's practice just the arms a few times. Spread the fingers, then flex the wrist, go back. Open your chest as you go back by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Okay, next time retract your chin, do a little side bend, and come back to center. Okay, keep your chin in retraction, little side bend, hit your end range, slide back to center. Chin retraction, side bend. Hit your end range, everything slides back to center. One more to this side. You note that you have a tighter side, go back and do 2 more rounds to your side. Maintain the retraction, really drive the opposite wrist to the floor to maximize that length and tension for a fascial stretch. Last time, come back up, inhale, open. Exhale, find your beach ball stretch, right? Tree hugger stretch, all the same thing. Repeat that 1 more time. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, release the arms down, swing your arms, and let your rib cage rotate. Okay? We're still maintaining our guitar string tension. I'm still reaching up. I'm still perfectly tuned to that C note, but now I'm just letting my body rotate around it. You know, it's like somebody playing a crazy guitar solo and the guitar stays in tune and it doesn't just go limp, right? This is part of this work of working with fascia. And this is how we develop that length and strength that you can stretch to end range, but you can have the strength to pull yourself back up. So last 10 seconds, then take that into a Tai Chi twist. Let your arms be light. Maintain your guitar string tension, spine, lengthening up, feet rooting down. Breath is fluid. All right, coming back to center. One more piece to this stretch. You're gonna take your arms out to the side and start twisting them into internal and external rotation. Now in this position, our feet are wide, knees are bent, posterior tilt, spine long, right? None of that changes. Now find your external rotation, okay? That's this position here, and hold. Open your hands as much as you can. Your arms stay in the plane of the body. They don't move forward, they don't move back. You're gonna reach your fingertips to the floor, retract your chin, slide the base of the skull up. Good, from this position, we're gonna turn the head to the right just a little bit, side bend it to the left. When you do that, it's very important that you keep that chin in, good, and keep reaching the fingertips out. Good. And then pull the head back up, protract, retract, turn your head to the left a little, side bend it to the right. Keep the chin pulling back. If your chin pushes forward, you lose the tension, you lose the stretch. Keeping your chin in retraction, pull your head back to center. This time, press your palms down to the floor, protract, retract, turn your head right a little, side bend left. Make sure you didn't turn into a little teapot tipping over. Keep pressing down to the palms, collarbones parallel to the floor. Bring your head up. Last time, maintain your retraction. Turn to the right just a little bit. Sorry, your left. Turn left a little bit. Side bend right. Pull the chin back. And notice each time that you retract that chin back and press down, you feel more stretch. For your 10-pound head, for every inch it goes forward, it doubles itself in weight. So it means your neck muscles have to work extra hard to hold your head in place. Protract, retract for 3, 2, 1. Retract and hold. Bring your fingertips above your crown. Protract, retract. Good. Last fun one for you. We'll build on this more next week. Retract. Laterally translate your cervical spine. So you push your right ear to your right elbow, back to center. Right, center. Right, center. This is a good one to practice in the mirror. Now left center. okay? Because oftentimes when we're restricted in this movement, we tend to turn, okay? It's a lateral translation of the cervical spine, similar to what we do like this for the lumbar, okay? See if you can do a little side to side. So if you have a tight neck, oh, this is a good one. Beautiful, come back to center. Keep your chin in retraction, step your feet together. Press your chin up to the sky. Drop your chin down with a nodding action. Relax your arms, roll down. Exhaling. Pause at the bottom, bend your knees a little bit, root into your heels, and with a posterior tilt, inhaling, rolling yourself back up. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, take one side bend to your right. Now your left arm is going to lead the exit here. So you're going to start stretching that left arm out, chin back, and keep reaching it away from you. So feel a really nice stretch through that left side neck. When the hand touches the thigh, arms come back up again, side bend to your left. And then once you get into the side bend, tuck the chin, root into the feet, and let that right arm begin to make its way out. One more time, inhale, rise up. Okay, a little variation, take a side bend over to your right. Good, add a rib cage roll forward, add a rib cage roll back, circle that left arm around, big arm, backstroke leg movement. As your arm circles in, take the arms up, left arm goes down, chin in, take a side bend, roll the rib cage forward, roll it back with an arm circle, all the way around, take it up to the sky, drop the arms down one last time, taking it to the floor this time, nodding action, chin to chest, relax your shoulders, slowly, slowly, slowly rolling down. I really want to encourage you to bend your knees, bend your knees. You're going to bring yourself all the way down onto all fours. Okay, we'll go ahead and meet there. And you can begin moving into a cat and cow. So flexion and extension of the spine, the whole spine. Let's do different variations of this. So this one gets the whole spine. Okay, I want you to lead with the head now. So we're building awareness there. So starting with that nodding action, tucking the chin to the chest. So I move through my cervical. Then I press through my palms, and as I press through my palms, here's the work from last month. I'm going to retract the breastbone away from the body, spread the shoulder blades, so maximum flexion in the thoracic spine, and then the flexion moves into the lumbar, and I try to do a little more tuck, so I flex my lumbar more. Pause here for a moment. When you're ready to come out of it, lead with your chin. So the chin starts reaching up to the sky, cervical spine moves into extension. I press my breastbone down to the floor, lift my collarbones up so my thoracic spine is in extension. I let my belly drop to the floor, my lumbar spine is in extension. My sit bones reach to the sky, whole spine in extension. And now continue moving between those extremes, leading with your head, building awareness of that flexion and extension that's originating in your cervical spine. And the next time you find yourself in flexion, hold it for a couple breaths and just feel yourself really trying to press your spine and your ribs away from the floor. With an exhale, press yourself all the way back into a child's pose. Take a few breaths, breathing into your back body as you inhale, exhale effortlessly and quietly out through your nose. And then on your next inhalation, you're going to go ahead and rise up. Take a look just a second, okay? Because this next warm-up movement, actually we're going to do same movement, okay? With your forearms on bricks. And just do flexion and extension, moving, initiating movement at your head. Just do a few like that, and I want you to notice the difference, okay? I find it to be a little bit different. That allows me to get into my thoracic spine more. And to help with that, you really want to find that pressure down into the forearms, down into the elbows right here, and then relax your head. So you're a bobblehead. Your upper trapezius is relaxed. For the most part, it's not doing all the work because your serratus anterior is working. Okay, last time. Okay, so now the last piece to this that isolates the cervical spine a little bit more. We move the bricks. We're going to place the crown of the head on the floor. We're going to support with the hands right alongside the head. So here's what it looks like. Okay, placing the crown of the head. I'm going to push my elbows out to the side, so I'm supporting my head with my hands, my shoulders, toes curled under. Inhale. And as I exhale, I do that rolling action, like I'm really retracting my chin, flexing my cervical. And then I move into extension, my nose touches. Exhale, move into flexion. Inhale, extension, just gently rocking back and forth through the crown. It's almost like you're massaging this line of energy from the crown to the third eye. You're supported with your arms and shoulders, so keep actively pressing your elbows out and away from you. Last few here, as you roll to the crown, exhale, press the base of the skull away from you, allowing yourself to open that sub-occipital area, the base of your skull. And then we're going to come out of that sequence in reverse. So last time you do that one, then just rest for a moment. In a child's pose, third eye area on the floor if you can. Make sure your neck is happy. If all is good, you come back in, grab your bricks, forearms on bricks, do 3 cats and cows there. Focus on forearms all the way to that wrist side, pressing down. And then after 3 like that, straighten your arms. Go ahead and use the bricks this time too. Offer something different and move from flexion to extension. Good. Hold in flexion, walk your knees back about 6 inches. Press your palms down like you're trying to flatten those bricks and make a slow cat wave all the way back, taking a moment to rest in your child's pose. And then we're going to inhale and roll all the way back up, coming into a seated position on a brick if you'd like. I'm going to sit sideways for this one so you can see. Just practicing a little strengthening work here for your shoulders. You can sit cross-legged or just have your legs in this position here. Take a moment to root the sit bones. Find your sacrum. Okay, if you're against the wall, you want the sacrum on the wall, the middle of the back, and the back of the skull. So we retract the chin back, slide the base of the skull up, root your sit bones down. So there's our guitar string, right? We take the arms out in front of us, interlock the fingers. Maintaining the spine, we're going to protract the shoulder blades, means move them forward. Okay, they follow the arms, so the arms move forward as well. Then I'm going to pull my arms back, pull my shoulder blades back. Protract, hold, retract chin. Retract shoulder blades, chin is still in retraction. Okay, but we're not, when I say that, remember we're not in that extreme retraction, we're in that retraction and elongated. Sometimes you'll hear me call it axial extension. That's kind of what we call it in the ELDOA world, that lengthened tension. Okay, but not everybody knows what that means, so I have different ways of explaining it. And lately, it's that guitar string tension. Okay, so now from here, retract your shoulder blades. Your arms pull back too. Make sure your elbows aren't bent. That's important. So elbows are straight, chin is back. I'm lengthening through the base of the skull, and I'm holding my arms stretching out, but my shoulder blades are pulling back. So it's a strengthening move for my back body. Breathing. Good, now protract and hold. Inhale, take your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Reach your knuckles to the sky. And then exhale, take a side bend over to your right. Add a rib cage roll. Now take that right arm, or your left arm, and reach it all the way through. We're taking a step further today. Now open that right arm, your left arm, your top arm, all the way back. Do an arm circle. Bring yourself up and around. Same thing to the other side. Side bend to your left. Keep your chin in, roll the rib cage forward. See how far you can reach back with that right arm. And then inhale, open it up. How far back can you reach with that right arm? Back stroke that arm around. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your arms. Come into a simple cross-legged position for our T6, T7 ELDOA. So finishing with a couple of ELDOA here. We walk back into the sit bones. Find your plane, that guitar string tension, sacrum, back of the shoulder blade area, back of the head. Chin is in retraction. Lengthen up, root down. Eyes looking to the floor, 5 feet in front of you. nose, breathe out through your nose. I want you to imagine I put, say, a yoga brick on your head. And your job is to keep it there and continue pressing the crown of the head to the sky. Okay, now interlock your fingers. I want to encourage you to use a yoga brick if you have one, because it really provides a different sense of awareness. Find your gaze point. It's still down on the ground 5 feet in front of you. And then you're going to maintain the brick. Okay, if you're maintaining your spine, the brick will stay there as your arms come up. Now stop before you get to the brick. At that point, just reach your knuckles up and root your sit bones down. Okay, now just like you're trying to lift that brick and plant it on the ceiling by lifting through your crown, you're doing the same thing with your knuckles, reaching up. But keep pressing your knees down, right? They're not going up. Somebody needs to anchor. Somebody needs to hold everything on the ground. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. Make sure you're not extending your spine like this, right? Pull the bottom front ribs back. They have an element of retraction with them too. Now lengthen more. I want you to grow further up that wall. For 5, inhale deeply, exhale quietly and slowly through the nose. And as you do, get taller. 3 more breaths. Exhale, get taller. Find your spine, refine it, chin back. Find that tension, reaching up and down. 1 more breath. Stay tall through your spine. If the brick's on your head, remove your brick. Take your arms out into T position. Find a little flexion and extension. Okay, 1 more like that. Open up into extension, hold. Take your arms all the way back behind you. Unlock your legs or unwind your legs and just take them side to side. All right, now we're down to the floor for our ELDOA. So move your brick out of the way. Okay, grab onto your shins, press your elbows out to the side, retract your chin back. Yet another opportunity to practice, right? Because we want to be just here. So retract back, practice it a few more times. Protract, retract, and lengthen, right? Don't go all the way back, that's too far. You don't want to bash your head through the wall. We want to retract and slide up the wall, not put a hole in the wall. 1 more time. Just chin sink, a little bit of protraction, and then retract, lengthen. Lift the elbows, press them wide. Starting with the bottom of the spine this time, tuck your tail. Okay, keep pressing your elbows wide, keep your chin in. Right about now, everybody wants to drop the chin to the chest. Don't let it. Okay, pull the belly button back. Pull the bottom of the breastbone back. I want your thoracic spine to move first, elbows straighten. Then let go of the knees, chin in retraction, but we're not in flexion here. So your chin should not be on the chest, nor should it be on the chest as you descend down. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. As you come down onto your back, just bend your knees, pause for a moment. Maybe pulling knees into chest, especially if that helps you relax your spine onto the floor. Exhale, let your sacrum sink, let the base of the ribs sink, let your shoulders sink, let your rib cage sink. Alright, bring your knees together, 1 foot on the floor, then the other. Let's practice what you already know, but in a different position. So if we were to protract and retract here, we would now be pushing the chin up and then retracting it back down. Okay, so we protract, retract, protract, retract. What I like about practicing this here is you can't push your head through the floor. So if you feel that, when you feel yourself retract into the floor, there's this natural reaction to want to lengthen that way. So now as you find that, lengthening through the base of the skull, direct your eyes towards your knees. Incorporate gaze point. And then breath. Inhale, protract. Exhale, retract and elongate. It's kind of what you're doing when you're on all fours and I had you rolling your neck. The next time you're in retraction and eyeballs are looking at your knees, hold it. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. We've got gaze point, we've got breath, we've got length through our neck. It's happening with the rest of your spine. Hopefully your rib cage area and shoulder blades are still on the floor. Still got your sacrum on the floor. Low back is elongated. Okay, so still guitar string tension through the entire spine. This is the position that we'll begin with for our cervical ELDOA. So your gaze point's going to always be on your knees. Looks like you differently. You're breathing in and out through your nose. Guitar string tension. Reach through the crown. Your sit bones reach in the opposite direction. All right, now maintain the retraction. Don't do this yet, just hear me first. I'm gonna ask you to lift your head just enough. It's a very, 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 very tiny lift, just enough to slide a quarter under your head. You're gonna hold it for 5 seconds, but when you relax, it is very important that you don't drop your head. Okay, we're gonna retract, lift. I'm gonna maintain the retraction, place my head on the floor. Once the head's on the floor, I protract, okay, or relax. Let's practice it 5 times. Here we go. So start and relax. The chin kind of pushes up into a gentle protraction. Then I'm going to retract, find my guitar string length, find my gaze point, my breath, and then I lift. Your jaw is closed at this point, yet there's no tension in your jaw. Maintain your retraction. Place your head on the floor. Relax. And again, retract. Guitar string tension, so that length, lift. As you lift up, the only thing that lifts up is the back of your skull. Maintain the retraction and gaze point. Place the head on the floor. Relax. 2 more times. Retract, lengthen, lift. Just sliding a single quarter. More is not better. Maintain retraction, release. Rest. 1 more time. Retract. It's a tiny lift so that I can help you find your tiny muscles. Big lifts mean bigger muscles. You don't need those here. Place the head back down, maintain retraction, side to side. Just gently side to side. Let's do a little stretch with the legs. So take your arms out into T position, and as your head goes to the left, legs go right, and switch. We're gonna put it together with some cervical ALDOA. Okay, so first one, find our gaze point. Everything's just like you were. And we're going to take our arms up to the sky, elbow, arms here, okay? C4, C5, that one's the spot right where the Adam's apple, behind the Adam's apple space. So think about where that would be on the body. That's the vertebrae. When I say push the Adam's apple down, you're going to draw it down to the floor, but just enough to find the guitar string. Then you slide it to the base of the skull. You're not trying to drive it down into the earth. That is not a straight spine. And that doesn't create space. All right, so let's practice it. Protract your chin, retract, elongate, find your gaze point on your knees. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Rest the spine elongated on the floor. Maintaining that, take one arm up, find your external rotation. Shoulder, extend your wrist, so palms to the sky. Same thing, opposite arm. Your arms aren't too close, right? Maybe they're a little wider today. Pull the chin down more. Bring your eyes back to your knees. Now, just like we did in seated, I want you to practice protracting your shoulder blade. So that means it moves away from the floor. So does the arm, so does the palm. But as your shoulder blade moves, I don't want your rib cage to move. I don't want your spine to lose any of that guitar string tension. So go back, check in with your spine. Are you reaching through your crown? Are you lengthening the base of your skull? Eyes on knees and breathing. Are you aware of your sit bones reaching in the opposite direction? Relax your jaw. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. Now push to those palms. ALDOA requires a little bit of effort. Good. 1 more breath. Relax right arm, left arm, relax head, and gently take the head side to side. Same one, same thing, adding the head lift. Okay, if you're not comfortable with that, you stick with the last variation. So we come back to center. Stay with me. Don't get excited and go lifting your head before it's time. Just take your time. Build the awareness. Retract your chin. Find your gaze point. Let that go. Relax. Practice that again. Retract. Elongate. Reach through the base of the skull. Eyes on your knees. Base of the ribs on the floor. Sacrum. And I'm elongating. I'm that guitar string, right? I'm ready for the concert. I want to stay tuned as the musician starts playing. So as we start adding the arms, right? One arm comes up the other. I maintain my tune. Press up through my palms, my arms, my shoulder blades. I maintain everything else. Reaching through crown and sit bones. Eyes on the knees, you're breathing. Now keeping your jaw closed yet relaxed. Lift your head enough to slide a quarter underneath it. See if you can stay with me for about a 15 to 20 second hold. If you can't, just support your head with your hands and place it on the floor and then release out. If you're staying with me, let's go for another 10 seconds.
Draw the Adam's apple space down and then lengthen out through the base of the skull. Lengthen through the palms. Breathe into your nose. One more breath. Slow exhale, supporting the head. Place the head on the floor. Relax the arms. Let the head go side to side. Side to side. Okay. Coming back to neutral. One more time, same ELDOA. You can work any of those variations, or we put it all together so the feet come off the floor. Grab onto the knees, press your sit bones in one direction, reach the crown of the head in the other. Maintaining your lengthened spine, eyes on your knees, find your breath. Relax your jaw, your eyes, your face, breathe in through your nose, slightly elongated exhale out through your nose. Take both arms up to the sky, find your external rotation, press up through palms, arms, and shoulder blades. As they push up, find Adam's apple space, pressing down to meet the guitar string, not mash through the floor. Once it meets the guitar string, then it lengthens to the base of the skull. That's it. Now breathe. Eyes on knees. If you're lifting the head, we lift the head, just enough to slide a quarter. Hold and breathe. Twist your arms into more external rotation. Open your palms more, press your palms up more, chin down. Lengthen through the base of the neck. Opening through that middle of the curve in the cervical. Take a couple more breaths. Eyes, gaze point, breath, maintain spine. One more breath, create even more length. Breathing through crown and sit bones. Then we support the head. Place the head on the floor. Then one foot. Then the other. Then the arms in T position. The legs can float side to side. And maybe the head goes in the opposite direction. And then just resting in one position. We'll say head over to the right, legs left, or vice versa. Pull that chin into a little retraction, and as you exhale, let your right shoulder just sink to the floor. Draw the breath in through your nose and let it lengthen by a second. And as you exhale, exhale quietly out. Start to find the ease around your breath. Relax through your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. When you're ready to come out, bring the head up to center, legs to center. Dropping the legs to the other side, head to the other side. And maintain a little retraction as the head goes to the other side, and then we relax and breathe. Relaxing through the left shoulder, the left side of the neck. Full deep inhalations. Find the exhale. That's a little longer now. Nice and relaxed exhales. Ultimately bringing yourself back to center. Take any remaining movements or stretches that you need before coming into a final resting posture that is comfortable for you. With your eyes closed, feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Relax your eyes, your jaw, and your face. Noticing any tension that you store in your face. And as you exhale, release it again. Just a natural resting Zen face here. And soften your throat, your heart area, your belly. And let the breath move in smoothly and quietly. Extend the exhale by a second. So that the breath starts to find a 3-ish inhale and a 6-ish exhale. For some of you, that might mean a 4 or 5 count inhale, a 7, 8, maybe 9 count exhale. You're just working to find a gentle rhythm of breath that's relaxed, it's quiet, and it's as gentle and effortless as possible. So as you rest here, take any time you need to find those qualities with your breath. Finding all 3 parts to the breath, the inhales that are quiet and effortless, quiet, effortless exhale, and then also the pause after the exhale. That moment of absolute stillness. And in that pause, for your next inhale, arise. See if you can release any unnecessary tensioning that still might be lingering in your neck, your upper trapezius, space between your shoulder blades. Allow your body the opportunity to feel something different. See if you can tap into that, so when you move into the rest of your day, you can bring those easeful qualities with you, both by way of breath and the way of how you hold your shoulders, your head, and your neck.
Thank you for joining me today. If you have any thoughts or feedback, any questions, please reach out.